In the eyes of the fans, Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta are just as integral to All Elite Wrestling as the members of the Elite, who are often cited as being the true catalyst that willed the company into creation. Having worked closely with the members of the Elite, both in New Japan Pro Wrestling and Ring of Honor, all around the time that AEW was forming, they were truly seminal members of All Elite Wrestling even before it officially had a name. Many would have assumed that the best friends would be on track to get their well-earned accolades in the home of the Elite due to their past history and with just how over they were with the fans during their entire run in AEW. But that would only happen in the dimension of imagination. I'm Mr. Hartgrave, the only AEW historian. And you are now in the middle ground between light and shadow, between fact and fiction. It is an area which we call From Parts Unknown.
I've been telling people on this channel to subscribe, and they won't.
Yes?
What can we do about that? Can you help me out? Maybe if you tell them to subscribe, they'll do
You
it.
threaten them. I'll threaten them
If
for
you
you.
do that, that'd be great.
Yeah. You don't have to do it till you're cursed.
You guys were one of the first tag teams ever to be signed by AEW, and I vividly remember the press conference, you guys in Canadian tuxedos and all the happy people and stuff like that. In that moment, did you feel like there was pressure, like there was responsibility on starting up the tag team division?
I didn't particularly think so because
You didn't think so?
I didn't. The people that were there were my friends. I've known the Young Bucks for 10 years. They're my friends, and they're yeah, go out there and do whatever you want. So I didn't really feel pressure, and it also wasn't. I think we had already had All In, right? Yeah, it was after All In. We hadn't had All Out. So we had already had All In, but AEW wasn't real yet, and so it was just kind of to me it was house money. You know what I mean? It seemed kind of fake, and it was this could be cool, it could be nothing, but your friends are telling you to go out there and act like an asshole. So hey.
I felt pressure overall, not that night for that little promo thing, but just in general, we left New Japan and we betrayed them in a way.
Well, and now technically, it's all back
together. And so it was well, did we make the right choice? Is this thing gonna work out? Are we gonna be featured on the show a lot, or are we just gonna I was worried we would just be doing dark matches and opening. I just wanted to be prominent on the show, and I was. Fortunately, we were, but it was just a pressure of just not knowing what's gonna happen with this company after leaving New Japan, where I had been for 4 years and we had been for 2 years. New Japan and Ring of Honor, we both left, and then it turned out better than I ever expected. It's been so cool, especially when we had crowds that first 6 months. Maybe it was just unreal.
And he and I have both been wrestling long enough to see so many companies that are gonna be the next big thing start up and just instantly die.
This person's starting TV and they do some weird
Wrestling Society X, Legion Underground. There's a million. I mean, they just immediately go down, and this one has seemed to be good so far. So
fingers crossed.
No, but it's exceeded my expectations.
The Best Friends are the single most reliable tag team in modern wrestling. They simply never have a bad match. A staple of AEW from day one, Trent and Chuck have had solid matches with literally every tag team on the roster while they were active. Some notable standouts in 2019 were any of the matches that they did where the Young Bucks were involved, as they have a history with the Jacksons dating back to when they first started wrestling in 2013 for Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. When the COVID pandemic hit in 2020, the best friends got better and worked harder than almost anyone else. That year, they would have 29 matches and appear in almost every show, staying from start until finish, sometimes taping 3 episodes or more in a night, with shoots sometimes dragging on until 3 a.m. due to government restrictions preventing a regular schedule. While many struggled to simply get out of bed in the morning, the best friends would end up putting together one of the only 5-star matches in the COVID era, with an unexpected and uncharacteristic hardcore flavor.
As soon as we came out of it, we knew it was something special, especially just like the atmosphere. Everybody was like, oh, whoa. Tony was ecstatic. Everybody involved was this. It was a really cool moment. I didn't think we felt it was going to like reach the heights that it did and get the notoriety, I guess, that the match got. It's still wild. It's definitely one of my favorite moments that we've done. It was just, yeah, it was, I went back and watched it recently and I was just like, oh, wow. Yeah, it still holds up in my mind.
Oh, totally, man. Like during that time when everything was a bit crazy too, that was one of the ones that kind of just broke through and everybody chatted about it. But also, if we sort of talk more about the storyline stuff, how do you feel that you're always falling out with people? Like, you're like the proverbial guy that someone turns on all the time.
I think I'm too nice. That's what it is. I'm a little bit of a people pleaser, so I try to be nice. I like to see the cup half full, you know what I mean? See the best in people, but I feel like that's come back to bite me in my butt, per se, right?
So maybe we need to start being a little bit more of an asshole, maybe.
Maybe I need to be an asshole. Maybe that's it, yeah.
If you would like to know more about Santana and Ortiz, make sure you check out that video on this channel. And if you would like to help support this channel, the best way to do that is to join our Patreon. For just $1 a month, you can keep videos like this coming. We have also been posting Patreon exclusive content that cannot be found anywhere else. So when you run out of videos on this channel, you can find even more for just $1. The other way you can help support us is to subscribe. And ring that bell a few times until it turns solid. Apparently, if you just click it once, it's not good enough. Why isn't it good enough? I don't know. It doesn't seem fair, does it? What can I say? YouTube can be pretty unreasonable when it comes to these things. And here's the sad truth. Even if you subscribe and ring the bell until it promises to alert you when new videos drop, it probably still won't. So what will you need to do if you like this channel and you want to see all the videos released here is to go and get a 4x6 postcard and write to YouTube directly. Tell them that you very much like the videos on the Mr. Hartgrave from Parts Unknown channel, and please, please, please notify me when new videos drop. Short of that, my best advice would be to simply come back once a week and click on the videos tab on the channel and see what I posted this week and watch all the videos you haven't seen. Trust me, they're all super good. Especially that 1-hour video on Will Ospreay that totally didn't break my brain and leave me a broken shell of the man I used to be.
You guys have, I think, perfected the art of the wild, fun match. The parking lot fight, the arcade anarchy. Are those matches as fun to put together as they are to watch, or are they complicated to put together and kind of stressful?
We got in a huge fight, but
with each other.
Over one of those matches?
The parking lot fight, yeah. We this is actually kind of a funny story. When you do
you want to tell the actual story?
I don't have to get the full thing, but like trying to put that match together, it was a stressful day because we didn't know until like about 6 o'clock, maybe later, like what that meant. It was just parking lot fight. Okay, well, like
we've got cars, probably?
Yeah, and then at about 6 o'clock, some cars show up and they're like, "Hey, you guys can't touch any of these except for like 2 of them."
Yeah, there was one that was just, if you watch, we only touched 2 cars. Yeah. Actually, no, we used the truck a little bit.
And then we touched one car you touched one car you weren't supposed to.
I was doing punches on it. Yeah, I remember.
I think, yeah.
But one of the cars, it just looks like they're all like nice from some dealership. And we had little dealership stickers. I don't.
That's how we got. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell this part, but we got a hookup from a local dealership to promote them.
You're not allowed to tell that.
Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't seem that spicy.
That seems like it just seems like one weird email that I get. Like, you can't tell people we get hookups from car dealerships.
It's gonna be on Wrestling Tour tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of the cars was clearly like not like the others.
Oh yeah, fuck
just
this
like
car
a
up,
weird
boys.
red piece of shit. Yeah, we smashed it. Anyway,
What was the fight over that you guys got into?
Just deciding what to do, and I was pretty hurt at that time, and so like existing just was not fun for my neck and arm, and I was probably a little short, and like we fight. It's tag teams are like married couples. Like you spend too much time together, and you have to do the same thing over and over again. You just fight over the dumbest shit. And then you think you hate each other, and then you go like a while without seeing each other. It's like, oh no, actually we like each other.
Yeah.
But we got in a basically a screaming match at 7 p.m. and Jerry Lynn of all
was
people,
right there and broke us up.
Jerry Lynn comes in, hey boys, hey, he's the nicest.
I don't
man
think
in the
I
world.
was screaming that day.
I might have been screaming. Jerry Lynn comes in, he goes, hey, break it up, come on guys, all right, you're friends, hey, hug it out. And like I was like, no, we don't want to do it. And Jerry's like, you guys hug. And I was like, oh, okay.
Did he make us hug?
He did make us
My
hug, I
memory's
swear to
not
God.
so good.
That sounds like fake, like
Yeah, like wrestling.
like if you read like some guy's autobiography, like, no fucking way.
Jerry
Lynn made them hug, but like it actually happened.
But I actually think
Orange saw it, man. He was there.
I think overall those matches are actually fun and easier to
that's
make
all-
because you have so many things to play with.
Yeah.
And there's no like you don't
did
have
you
to
know
worry
your
about
mom was coming in, like, or was that a last minute?
that
thing?
was on the fly. No, we knew. Yeah.
She just showed up.
Yeah, you knew, but
Yeah, I think
you
That
said
got-
like at 7 p.m. like you didn't know what you were doing.
we knew the
You
mom. We knew
The
yeah.
first time your mom came in happened in like 4 days though.
Yeah.
We're like, wouldn't it be funny if your mom dropped us off and we told somebody and they were like, all right.
We were going. AEW went through a phase where like I think FTR had like a truck.
Yeah.
Somebody else. There was like 3 or 4
I think
vehicles.
Cody had like a bus, and then there was like
a bus, or
he had his big his
yeah,
tour bus.
he had the bus with him on it. It was like the Nightmare bus.
But he didn't come through the side entrance.
I think it
with
came down there, and then they fought.
Really?
Yeah, and then there were like 4 or 5 just different cars, and
So-
it felt like Twisted Metal or something like that.
So we were like, what if, as a joke, we said like, what if my mom dropped?
What if we're the fun boys that have our mom drop us off?
Yeah.
And then we
Well,
did.
it worked. And when you were done with it, did you know it was awesome? Or is that one of those matches that like
There were
translates
no-
more to TV?
Well,
Yeah, there was no.
Because you
crowd
got the
there.
fiver from Dave.
Oh, for the parking lot.
parking lot
Oh,
fight.
okay.
during it, I could feel anyway like this is going very
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
I don't think we knew like it was going to get the reaction it did, but like when it was done, I think we told this before, but
Yeah.
like so we're beaten and bloodied. Sue comes and picks us up and drives us like I don't know 20 yards away just to
Yeah.
get off camera. And we're like sitting there and like, bleeding everywhere and like, all right, well, I think that was, are you okay? Like, yeah. All of a sudden, Tony Khan comes running from like 100 yards away from the truck going,
Ran past us.
like celebrating like the Jaguars won the Super Bowl or something like that. And we're like, I guess that went well.
Yeah.
And he was like, guys, that was fucking awesome. We got to go watch it. Come on. And we
Yeah,
went in the truck,
yeah,
like
we went-
You went and-
bleeding
you
in
went
the
and
truck
watched it right
watching
back?
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty
so
awesome.
that I've never. So when that happened, I was like, oh, okay, I guess it was good because normally you don't go, or I've never heard of people going in the truck to rewatch something after it
Yeah.
happened.
And I think the camera guys and the crew people were excited too that we did it all in one take. Because like I think we've done a few of those like cinematic style matches, like Stadium Stampede that take like 4 days to shoot.
Oh, I didn't
it
even
was
think
delayed.
of comparing it to that.
But they were like, seriously, at the end they were like, wait, we're done? Fuck yeah! And then everybody was all
They're
excited,
just-
like, we can go home!
They thought they were going to be up until 6. That's
Yeah,
why they were
oh, yeah.
celebrating.
But my buddy here had a really good idea for a match. He said, how about we take all these video games you boys love so much and we put them around ringside and we put your heads through every single one of them. And then we break you.
Who has been your toughest opponent to date?
Your toughest opponent.
I mean, I did hit you with a few chair shots.
Yeah, my bones still hurt.
Success. Toughest opponents. Man, I really gotta tell you, Jim is strong. Jim may look skinny. Jim may look shorter than me. Jim may look 100 pounds less than me in body weight, body mass. Jim may be not as handsome as I am. Maybe he's not married. Maybe he doesn't have the same car as big house as I do. Maybe his salary is smaller. There's maybe a lot of negatives to him. But if there's one positive, he's one hell of a son of a bitch. He's strong. He's got a big heart. Clearly, I tested that quite a few times. So today, not because he's here, but I'll give it to Orange Cassidy.
The best friends were not able to grasp the AEW World Tag Team Championship during their initial run, but there was hope for the faithful when the AEW World Trios Championship was unveiled, and even though it was the assumption at the time that the titles were only brought into existence to adorn the waist of the elite, with both Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks without championship belts, and Omega returning from injury, setting the stage for a triumphant return to a prominent spot in the company. It was perhaps counterintuitive, but it was still the hope of many that unconventional booking would see not the elite, but the team of the best friends with Orange Cassidy pull the upset and claim gold. This would be the first time for both the best friends and Orange Cassidy in All Elite Wrestling, as Cassidy at this time had not had his initial AEW International Championship run. The trio would make it all the way to the semifinals of the Trios tournament, and they even got a second shot at the belts once they had to be vacated, for reasons.
And I will still walk up and down this hallway and say, if you have a fucking problem with me, take it up with me. Let's fucking go.
This is Santa Rosa from the Graveyards of Tijuana, Mexico. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, The Parts Unknown, and Grave Diggers keep digging.
Toward the end of 2023, the Best Friends stable would enter a feud with the Blackpool Combat Club. And not only would they have one of the best matches of their entire career against Claudio and Jon Moxley, but they would also attempt to steal the show with an epic Stadium Stampede match at All In at Wembley Stadium in London that year.
Like, it didn't feel like real life, like...
Yeah. You're so amped up about the whole thing, and so many people that, like, kind of go outside your own head.
Yeah. You don't take it all in until it's over with. I think you can pretty easily see me take it all in at the end where I'm looking around like... But yeah, I mean, it was insane.
I'm feeling okay physically. I got a spot on my spine.
My arms are all cut up and bruised.
Little black eye looks nice. The lights are so bright that I'm going to be looking down the whole time and just looking like I'm having a real awkward time, which I am, but even more so. Anyway.
So you got to answer the big question though. What kind of cookies did Sue have? You got to tell us.
The ones that I had on the tray were, I just took them from catering. They wasn't real. I didn't want to waste her cookies. She had some kind of brownie bar.
Did she fly cookies?
She did.
So cookies got X-rayed.
Yeah.
That's
weird.
TSA.
Something called arugula, maybe? I can't remember. Not arugula, it's like a rugula. Arugula. You guys know that one? Yeah,
alright. Guys, you guys have been here pretty much since the beginning at AEW, so take me through your journey a little bit and how has it been for you guys over the 4 years?
You're holding down.
I guess, yeah. I mean, we were one of the first guys signed, really.
Yeah.
We were on the second press conference, so we have pretty much been here the entire time. It's been amazing. I don't know, it's changed my life. Like, I honestly was probably close to retiring at one point.
I wasn't.
And he's gonna go forever. But I mean, yeah, it changed my life. It's incredible. I finally got. It only took me 20 some odd years to actually make it as a wrestler, but. I mean, AEW is the most amazing thing that's ever happened.
It's a dream wrestling company to be able to go to the ring and not have anybody tell you what to do in your match. Like if we wanted to take 12 Canadian destroyers in a row, not that we would, but like we could do basically our match to make. Nobody's telling us how to wrestle. So that's something I really appreciate.
That move sucks. It's easy.
There's a reason why celebrities and old people do it.
Chuck Trent, one of my favorite parts of AEW is watching the best friends give the people what they want when they do the best friends embrace. Talk to us a little bit about doing that in front of 81,000 plus people in Wembley. I don't know if you guys have watched it back, but it was one of the better quick zoom outs for that moment.
That zoom out.
I saw a clip. I'll never watch the whole thing. It's nuts.
It goes so far back so fast, and there's so many people, it's jarring. I mean, my favorite part of it, we started doing it in Ring of Honor as a joke because in Japan, in New Japan, we were part of Chaos with Okada, and that's his zoom out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And they asked us like, "Is there anything you want for like your entrances or during your match?" And we're like, "Oh, when we hug, can you do the Okada zoom out?" And they're like, "Yeah." And we didn't even ask either.
AEW just started
doing
it
because we did it at the first All In. And so they just kept doing it. And I remember like the first time we did it on TV, I was like, oh, wow, they did it. And then, but getting to show Okada that, I had a clip on my phone. I was like, look at this. He goes, oh, man. He thought it was so funny.
I never watched our own stuff, so I think it was like, for real, like 4 months before I knew give the people what they want was a thing. I had no idea it was a thing. People would say it to me like, yeah, okay. Eventually I figured it out.
So one of my favorite parts of All In was all the different entrances that we saw. You know, you had Sting come out to Seek and Destroy. You know, you had Saraya coming out to Queen. I've always been a fan of...
Song did she go to?
We Will Rock.
We Will Rock
that's
You.
awesome.
You should watch the show.
I'm going to.
You should watch Hard Product.
Well, yeah, I mean, like the entrances were something that's cool. I mean, it's something you always hear people talk about when it's WrestleMania, the obvious, you know, the big entrances and all those things. I've always been a fan of your guys' original song and the one that you guys had remade by our guy, Mega Ran, and threw that together. So tell me, man, what were your guys' thoughts on those entrances? And if you guys could have any song that they picked out for you guys like they have for Orange, what would it be?
Oh, shit. What would it be? Boys are back in town?
Oh, Tammy and Lizzie? Yeah, that would be sweet. Actually, our entrance, I don't want to get too inside, but we didn't know when Sue would come out.
Yeah,
maybe she would
we knew
drive
she
us
was
to the
gonna be
ring.
involved.
Maybe she would come out at the end. We decided to have her come out in the middle, and so they changed our entrance the night before.
It's
And
gonna be Sue taking us.
yeah, Orange got a text message from production telling him basically like, hey, we have like 50,000. I don't know the actual price, like a bunch of fireworks for you. Like
So
in a text message, they're like, oh yeah, so when you guys do this, we're gonna blow up the roof of Wembley Stadium. It was like, okay, cool. It was nuts. They're a last minute thing to spend that much money on fireworks.
Trent, you fought your buddy Cassidy for the international title, and now this Sunday he's got Mox, and probably the biggest defense coming up. How do you feel like your boy is going to do with the Death Rider?
I mean, he's on like the run of a lifetime, wrestling hard pretty much literally every week. So he's gonna do the same thing.
He doesn't get enough credit now. I don't know if he ever will, but like I honestly think we were talking about this earlier. I honestly think people are gonna look back in years and be like, that run was insane. He's going hard on TV every week. 31 defenses, I think, with very little time off. Very high level wrestling. Like I don't think anyone's done anything like that in American television.
It's been so many good matches with all different kinds
so many
of
different
people.
types of wrestlers.
Just for clarification, too, OC's had more title defenses than Roman has, and that's a 3-year run compared to under a year, just to understand what he's did. So, but it must be nice having guys like you to support him. So,
yeah, he had to carry his little lifeless body around.
Couple more guys.
Following up from that SB3 of True Hill Heat, Trent, Chuck, I wanted to ask, do you put any pressure on yourself with the success of Orange Cassidy as international champion to win the tag team titles and parlay that into using that money to buy Sue new rings?
That would be cool.
Dude, get Sue some dogs.
Put an extra pressure because Orange is champion? No, it's the same amount. We're going for the big one, guys.
I thought you were gonna hit me. I don't know why.
I'm gonna hit you.
Okay. No, like
I'll take my arm now.
I would. Yeah. That's always been a goal of ours, and it remains a goal of ours to get the tag team titles. We've had a lot of shots. We suck. I'm just gonna leave it there.
Guys, we're gonna win the big one.
We're gonna win.
That's the big headline that'll be taken out of proportion, even though it's not. The headline of this press conference.
We suck.
We suck. Oh, we're gonna win the big one. Come on.
Just a picture of me like this. We said we suck.
The best friends may have never received the acknowledgement of an AEW title run, but their place in All Elite Wrestling history was engraved in the DNA of the company. The best friends' tenure came to an early end due to what may be a career-ending injury that Chuck Taylor needed to take significant time away from the ring to deal with. His final match was an unsanctioned parking lot brawl with Trent Beretta that from the outside would appear violent and unnecessary. But to those who understand the life of a professional wrestler, it was clear that it was a loving tribute to a true best friend.
I injured my ankle originally, and I went to the doctor, and they told me that I had they believed a bruised talus, which is apparently a bone inside your foot that connects these two to the rest of your foot, which I had never heard of before. I can get surgery, and then they can, once I heal from that, I can hopefully reassess. I have a college degree in television production already. That was always the fallback plan. Like I went to school for TV production. Well, I loved it. And that was like, okay, if I don't make it in wrestling, which seemed entirely impossible at the time, I can at least fall back and do something backstage. And what little I've done here, I've really enjoyed it. Weirdly, like if that is it, I mean, I couldn't ask for a better way to go out, honestly, like creatively, like to break up with my best friend we'd been together, I think 11 years, 10, 11 years. To have Orange there and Statlander there, and to have a match that we made at least popular and famous in AEW.
Yeah.
Like, I know there have been other parking lot fights in other places, but like that, we were kind of synonymous with that match, I think. We'd had 3. That was our 3rd. And to be able to say shit on Dynamite that week, and then get my dog on Collision.
Hell yeah.
And then go out and, if you would have told me I would have been able to do that even like 6 years ago, I would have been like, no, absolutely not.
that you do. Oh, you're my best friend.